my mom has always been a, a big part of my life. She's always been a good idol for me, very strong woman. Cricket-wise, Jock Callis also played a big role because in my career growing up, because he gave me a scholarship to go to Pretoria Boys High School. So I was fortunate enough to be part of the Jock Callis Foundation. And I think, all these small things just play a big part in the big picture. Looking back, I'm so grateful for the opportunities that it's provided. After matric, obviously, I played Northern's cricket and Northern's hockey. And the hockey went actually better than the cricket at that time. But, in South Africa, there's not really much of a financial future in hockey. I think if there was a better financial future in hockey, I might have picked hockey at that stage. But yeah, throughout my whole life, everything has always brought me back to cricket. I'm sure a lot of people know as well that about 18 months ago, I stopped playing cricket. I started working full time. The last few months has been wake up quite early, maybe go to gym before training, go train from 9 to 12, then take a quick shower, head to the office, work until 4:30, then go home and either light a fire, to braai, spend time with friends, just take it easy or go out, whatever. Still employed, yeah, still working. So like when Faf needed gloves and stuff, I needed to go pick it up. So yeah, well, like I say, don't know what's going to happen, but for now I'm still working, doing what I can. I got a contract at Easton's, played over there, did quite well. And it's a bitter pill to swallow when you get an email just saying your contract's been terminated. So yeah, like I say, that just brought a bit of bitterness towards the game for me personally. So I had to make a decision to say, listen, what am I going to do? Because I was doing private coaching in the afternoons. Unfortunately, I did study and got a BCom business management degree. So I called around and asked if there are any jobs available. So I called my sponsor and said, listen, I don't even know what there is to do in the corporate environment, working environment. So you guys have a job for me, I'll even work for free in the mornings. And they said to me, listen, we're actually looking for someone to help out in the morning. So everything just worked out perfectly. Started there, did a lot of training as a salesperson. And then it came to a point where, two teams were speaking to me in the second division, but it wasn't really, nothing was set. So I had to kind of make a decision to carry on going, carry on trying, or, just to think about my future. And at that point in time, I had to think, cricket's not working out, and to force things now might not be beneficial for me. So they offered me a job, and it was the Friday, I'll never forget it. They offered me on Friday, and I started on the Monday. So it was quite quick, signed my contract, worked there. But, the owner of IXU always wanted me to play cricket. He said, you're too good to not play cricket. And I said to him, I can't, they've thrown me out the system. So I have to make a decision for my life going forward, financially as well. So, that was a big part of why I decided to stop playing cricket. I'll never forget Mandla also calling me. He called me 5 times and I didn't want to answer the phone. After the 5th time, I was like, yes, maybe, you don't know if there's something wrong or why is he calling me so many times? It was also like 10 o'clock in the evening because I think he was either in India or in Sri Lanka or something with the Proteas. And he asked me to go on a pre-season tour. And I said to him, I can't. I decided to stop playing cricket. And he was quite shocked, but I was like, I just can't because I have a full-time job now. I'm done with cricket. So he said, okay, cool. We'll let that slide. Then they didn't do, the Titans, fortunately for me, unfortunately for them, didn't do well in Namibia. And thanks to Richard Dusneves, who's obviously played a big part in my career going up until this stage, he kept on telling Mandla he needs to call me to get me involved in the T20 comp. And obviously Mandla called me again, spoke about it, and I said to him, it's going to be tough. I would love to play if I can, but we'll obviously have to find out how it's going to work logistically with my job. And I said to him, if you guys really want me to play, then you guys must assist from your side, and please call the CEO of our company to ask him if I can get leave to play. And yeah, like I said, being part of IXU is a cricket brand, so they allowed me to obviously go play, because obviously I think it's good publicity for them as well. That's how they saw it. And yeah, I played the first 3 games or 4 games and did quite well. I think I was like man of the match in 2 or 3 of those games, and that's where it all just started going. And like I say, I just felt the lessons that I learned out of that is like, you can't always force things. Like, things will happen if they're meant to happen. Like, you get to a point where, you can't just keep going. Like, there's a wall. You can't keep going through the wall. So you have to decide to take a different path, and that's what I did. And like I said, fortunately, it's brought me back to cricket some other way. My mom was like, "You're not done with cricket?" I told her I am. Like, it was a bit of not an argument, but it was a bit of like an argy-bargy conversation. But like I said, Richard Neves has really played a big part in my career, and obviously I trust him quite a lot. So I called him, asked him like, "Listen, what's happening?" Because he was the guy that got me over to Easterns, and then I was like, "What now? Like, what should I do?" And he advised me, like, and I thought about it a lot. Obviously, he said to me, like, if you work, you can still play cricket. If you play cricket, you can't work. So that was kind of where I based my decision on. So I think he played a big role. And like I said, I spoke to a few of my friends as well, and they were all like, you can't stop. And I just said to them, what other choice do I have? When you have nothing on the table, you're not earning any income, like, you can't just keep going. So for me, those people played a role, and I think that's the reason why I did it. Because like I said, if I played cricket, I can't work, but if I work, I can still play cricket, and fortunately it worked out. It's obviously important, so that's why it was really important for me to go study, because you never know what could happen. I could get an injury, you could not get selected, whatever the case might be. Then at least you have something to fall back on. I've spoken to a lot of people where they said, like, there's only one option, and if it doesn't work out, plan A, then what's your plan B? And a lot of sports people, I feel, don't go study, because, it consumes a lot of time or whatever. But I just made sure that, you make time to do it, because it will be better for your future. And then obviously the 2 postgrads that I did was to play varsity cricket. So I wouldn't say that was by choice, but fortunately, everything was online, so it was quite easy to manage. And yeah, like I say, I don't know what the benefit of having those degrees now is, but you never know. At least it gives you another option when cricket's done. Or yeah, like I say, I don't know what the future holds, but at least there's a plan A and a plan B. I was actually joking with Faf, because when he asked me if I can keep, like, I haven't kept for a long time, but I backed myself. I'm quite a confident person as well, so I messaged him straight away and said, yeah, I can keep. It was I took a bit of a leap of faith, but I knew that I kept at school, so there was some muscle memory, and I knew with a bit of work and a bit of coaching, I think I could get it back. And fortunately, it's worked out that way. And yeah, I was quite surprised also that I bowled now, because I haven't bowled in a while. But yeah, I just think in modern day cricket, you need to be quite diverse. You need to be, dynamic and kind of do everything. If you can add everything, then it just helps to get selected, because getting selected is quite tough. So if you can offer all the skills available, then it just makes your selection options, or it makes the coach's life a bit easier, hopefully. But yeah, I think batting will always stay my number one, and then I'll just keep working on keeping bowling, and we'll see. Yeah.